world is run by idiots and psychopaths.
If you could be killed humanely, like the quickest way, like you described, or not be killed at all, which one would you prefer?
That one sounds like a trick question.
Agree or disagree? Do you agree? Alright, so what is it about animals that makes you feel like they shouldn't be abused?
Oh, I'm on the spot.
Yeah.
I think the word abuse maybe is what I'm working on here. I think maybe there's something about correct use.
Okay.
And abuse implies a disregard.
Okay. So what, according to your definition of abuse, what is it about animals that makes you feel like they shouldn't be abused?
My working definition is that nothing should be abused.
Okay. And why is that?
Why is that? I think that it fosters a more, I would say, positively contagious effect of just sharing, caring, and treating people generally better. That's the what should, not what is.
And I'm not sure if it's practical, like if it's practicable. Is that what you mean?
I think so, yeah. Meaning, like, I think most people want to treat people as they would have people treat themselves, but they don't.
Yeah.
It's still a good thing. It's a useful falsehood.
Okay, yeah, okay, I get what you mean. All right. Okay, so how do you feel when you watch or witness animals suffer?
I feel pain. For example, I have a cognitive dissonance between dogs and pigs. I feel like they're equally intelligent, and yet one I eat regularly without thinking, and the other one you pet regularly without thinking that it would be in a meal.
What do you mean by cognitive dissonance?
Holding two opposing ideas at once. Contradictory ideas. Just kind of going, oh, well, a pig is cute and intelligent and friendly and a good companion and also a good meal.
Yeah.
Whereas a dog is everything and also theoretically a good meal.
Yeah. Have you ever witnessed a pig suffer?
No.
No? Okay. What industries do you think abuse animals, according to your definition?
Oh, definitely the packaged meat industry, by far. Yeah. And, of course, the giant conglomerates that utilize anything involving their precious chemicals. So chemical-associated large
like
manufacturing.
Yeah, so like on the environment and so the okay.
Anyone who has lawyers. Anyone who can afford lawyers.
All right, yeah.
The world is run by idiots and psychopaths.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
And that's a fact. And this is an oligarchy and not a democracy.
Do you think there is abuse of animals in the dairy industry, for example, or like these industries?
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, So would you say that you're against animal abuse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm for committees that would have oversight on large-scale natural farming type of scenarios. I mean, let's just say, even here in the West, we've got Nevada. It has tons of water down in aquifers down below. Those can be tapped in by solar or utilized for giant, farms of salmon, or you could do all kinds of, just regular farm animals and things like that. But making sure that they don't have to suffer in tight spaces, diseased spaces, lack of light spaces, lack of any life spaces.
Okay, I have a touchy question, all right?
Yeah.
So how do you humanely kill someone who doesn't want to die?
I would say that the quickest.
Right. If you could be killed humanely, like the quickest way, like you described, or not be killed at all, which one would you prefer?
Oh. Well, that one sounds like a trick question.
Well, which one would you prefer?
I would prefer not to be killed.
It's really obvious. Do you think we need to eat animal secretions or animals to be healthy?
I think actually the answer is partially yes. Yes, unfortunately. I think humans do need to eat fish depending on their blood and their climate. For example, people, if they're from India, they might be able to get away with another year or two of vegetarian diet without seeing real dramatic effects of loss of energy.
Where did you get this information?
Oh, that's not just reading. That is like living for 35 years on this planet, watching people talk about their diets, watching people fail at their vegetarian and vegan diets. And understanding about evolutionary biology and how that we, at least, there could be a way in the future in which we do modify our diets outside. Right now, I don't see that currently being the case.
Have you heard of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics? It's like
Actually, just briefly.
It's one of the biggest groups of nutritionists in the world, and something that's really cool to know that I didn't know for the longest time, by the way. They basically stated through like 117 studies, a plant-based diet, a well-planned, of course, like all diets, is suitable for athletes, pregnant women, anyone really. So that's really cool to know, because a lot of people don't necessarily know that. It's not a vegan organization, of course. Since we know through meta-analysis, like they are part of, the hierarchy of evidence is the highest, right? There were meta-analysis in these studies. So since we know that it is possible if you plan well, which is not very difficult to do. Okay, I'm just going to come out with what I'm doing here, all right? So I'm basically here to advocate for animal rights. So that means living vegan, the right to not be used as property, really.
Even, let's say, for example, from my understanding, chicken eggs is abusing chickens.
It's using chickens. So to me, it's like it actually is exploitation. Like it's like you're using them as a commodity.
Right. I'm just double checking where you're standing on the chicken stance, because
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're either going to be fertilized or not.
Yeah. So okay, that's a very interesting conversation.
It's a gray area there where it's like
that.
Seems pretty clear that eggs have a essential protein that can really, I guess, get your brain and your body going much faster.
We can get this protein in plant sources. The hens that we've bred, basically, they have been bred to produce way too many eggs, and so they need to eat the unfertilized eggs to actually replenish their nutrients. And so
they would be eating their own gestation stuff.
Exactly, to replenish their nutrients. And if you don't leave those, they actually have like their bones break and things like that, because
they're losing nutrition to the farmers.
And that wouldn't happen naturally. The root of all the animal suffering we're seeing is that we see them as resources. Since we don't have to exploit them to be healthy or survive, like why not give them the right to be free and everything, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I grew up with chickens. They run around free. It seemed like a very good existence for them. And it was nice that we would take our compost, feed it to them. They would give us the eggs. I like the idea of living symbiotically, localizing small farms.
Why would we use animals if we don't need to and kill them?
It's similar like you needed to put gas in your tank to get here today, maybe. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you walked.
Well, I mean, since we can be vegan and healthy, that's what I mean, Since we don't have to use them to have fuel, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's similar to that. I think it's like a means to an end. Like if you were on a hike and you didn't have, since it's winter out here, there's nothing to forage for, you'd probably have to get a squirrel and eat it, or you would die. A deer, yes.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I hunt a deer.
Do you need to do that?
Here, yes.
Do you need to hunt to feed yourself?
In this climate, yeah. The answer is not a complete no.
What about like the fact that we have stores and things like that?
Oh, that makes you eat better. You can eat even better.
Yeah, so like the point is like choosing it versus needing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I do.
Anyways, I appreciate you talking with me. As I always end my conversations, until the day you do go vegan, animals will be exploited and killed on your behalf.
Yeah, you're talking about someone who doesn't hunt for sport and doesn't put things in his mouth unconsciously, but also I don't think I'd be healthy and as smart as I am without the proteins from meat.
Well, we have met all these studies showing the opposite, that we can be.
Yeah? Okay. I disagree a little with that.
All right, well...
I really want you to keep doing what you're doing, and I appreciate your questions and your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a lovely afternoon.
You too.